Hey there, algebra students. I wanted to go over a couple examples real quick about graphing from Intercept form, using Intercept form. Okay, so in these exercises, you need to graph the quadratic function, label the vertex, axis of symmetry, and the x-intercepts, and describe the domain and range of the function. So let's start with this question here. M of x equals x plus 5 times x plus 1. Okay, to find the intercepts, we set this equal to 0. We set each of the chunks equal to 0, and we solve. So x plus 5 equals 0. You subtract 5 from both sides. So x equals negative 5. Boom, plot it. Right, here's my y-axis, here's my x-axis. I should label those a little better. And the x plus 1 equals 0, subtract 1 from both sides, so x equals negative 1. So here is one intercept. Here's another one. We know that this parabola is going to open up because the number in front, there is no number. There's also no negative sign. So we know that it's a parabola that opens up. Once we have these 2 points, we need to find the vertex, and so the vertex will always be halfway between your 2 intercepts because of the axis of symmetry. So we find the axis of symmetry by taking the intercepts and averaging them, right? So negative 1 plus negative 5 and dividing by 2. So it's negative 6 divided by 2, which is x equals negative 3. So I dash in my line here at x equals negative 3. Then I evaluate the function at negative 3. So m of negative 3. So negative 3 plus 5 times negative 3 plus 1. So that's a positive 2 times a negative 2, which would be negative 4. And so my vertex is down here at the point negative 3, negative 4. Now with all quadratics, the domain is all real numbers. And the range here is y is greater than or equal to negative 4 because this is a minimum. All the y values are higher than negative 4. All right, let's do one more problem here. It says use the zeros to graph the function. So first we need to find the zeros. If you have f of x equals x squared minus 3x minus 10, we need to factor that, right? Remember the stuff we learned the last chapter? I hope you haven't forgotten it. We need to factor this, so what things multiply to negative 10 but add up to negative 3? I'm thinking that's a negative 5 and a positive 2. So x minus 5 times x plus 2. And we set it equal to 0. And then you take each chunk and set it equal to 0, and you get x equals positive 5, x equals negative 2. Okay, so the first thing I did was I sketched in an axis. I plotted those 2 points, right, at x equals positive 5, x equals negative 2. Those are the intercepts, and I know that because of the axis of symmetry, these two are equally spaced. So I do 5 minus 2 divided by 2, which is 3 over 2, which is 1.5. So at positive 1.5 would be my axis of symmetry. And then I plug in the 1.5 into the equation. So 1.5 minus 5 times 1.5 plus 2. That's the factored version. You could also plug it into the original equation. And I get negative 3.5 times 3.5, which is negative 12.25. And that's a little off the charts. It's down around here, negative 12.25. And so I sort of sketch it in and draw my parabola. That's it. That's how we use the intercepts to graph quadratics. Hope that you are all well. We'll see you next time.